Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Come and catch this history lesson as well as us giving this king his flowers as he takes his wings spiritually to rise in power with the ancestors. Toots Hibbert, pioneering reggae star, has passed on at age 77. Toots Hibbert, whose glorious songcraft as frontman of Toots and the Maytals helped make reggae globally famous. He has passed on and he is 77 at passing. A statement from his family on Saturday on Twitter read, "It is with the heaviest of hearts to announce that Frederick Nathaniel Toots Hibbert passed away peacefully tonight, surrounded by his family at the University of the West Indies in Kingston, Jamaica, the University Hospital of the West Indies. The family and his management team would like to thank the medical staff and professionals for their care and their diligence and ask that you, the public, respect their privacy during their time of grief, and we surely will." So there's no asking, how did he die? What happened? How long was he sick? We don't want to know that right now. Right now, we're just going to give the family their space to grieve, and I'm sure the rest will eventually come out. All we know is that he had been receiving treatment at the private hospital in Kingston, Jamaica, and that is where it stops. Now, with his full-throated, anthemically soulful vocals and multi-instrumentalist talent, Hibbert made songs like Pressure Drop, Monkey Man, and Funky Kingston into all-time reggae classics, and even brought the very term reggae to wider attention with the Maytals' 1968 song called Do the Reggae. In bringing such strong songwriting to bear on the rocksteady musical style that was evolving in the mid-1960s, he helped to create the blend of good-natured mid-tempo music with storytelling, positive affirmations, and socially conscious lyrics that would come to define reggae. He was also a key proponent of the faster ska style and heavily influenced its successive waves and iterations, including the UK two-tone and UK ska punk scenes. Lenny Henry paid tribute on Twitter, describing his music as a constant throughout his childhood. His voice was powerful and adaptable to funk, soul, country, and reggae, he tweeted. Ziggy Marley said that he had recently spoken with Hibbert, and Ziggy said, quote unquote, "I told him how much I loved him, and we laughed, and we shared our mutual respects." This is what he tweeted. He described him as a father figure. "His spirit is with us. His music fills us with his energy. I will never forget him." Frederick Toots Hibbert was born in 1942 in Clarendon Parish of Jamaica. Everybody knows that I am from Clarendon myself, so I'm feeling extra proud. A lot of the other greats are from Clarendon as well, but we will not get into that right now. Cocoa Tea, Garnet Silk. Anyhow, he was born in Clarendon to parents who were Seventh-day Adventist preachers. His first music making came as a child singing in the church choir. Aged about 16, he moved to Kingston, where he formed the vocal trio called the Maytals with Henry Raleigh Gordon and Nathaniel Jerry Matthias, with the gospel harmonizings of his youth deployed on rhythm and blues, ska, and more. All right. They were signed to the now legendary Studio One label owned by Clement Coxon Dodd and accompanied by the Scatterlights they began releasing singles in the early 60s. It's a history lesson you're getting right now. Hibbert was arrested in 1966 for marijuana possession, and they threw him in prison for a whole year, even though he professed his innocence on one of his signature songs called 5446, That's My Number, whose title came from his prison identification. Now, after being released, he renewed his partnership with Matthias and Gordon, renamed the group Toots and the Maytals, and their popularity just continued to grow, all the way into legendary status. Along with Bob Marley and the Wailers, they were one of the reggae acts that were signed to Chris Blackwell's Island Records label, which further promoted their work outside of Jamaica. Monkey Man became a minor hit in the UK in 1970. Songs including Pressure Drop were prominently included in the 1972 movie The Harder They Come, starring Jimmy Cliff, which helped popularize reggae in North America. The crossover between the UK's late 70s punk, ska, and reggae scenes, which spawned Bob Marley's Punky Reggae Party and saw Lee Scratch Perry produce The Clash, also benefited Toots and the Maytals. The Clash covered Pressure Drop, and the Specials covered Monkey Man. They influenced a new generation of Jamaican artists too, with the chorus of Sister Nancy's 1982 hit, Bam Bam, one of the most respected and sampled reggae tracks of all time, inspired by the Maytals song of the same exact name. The core trio split in 1981, with Hibbert going solo and taking a hiatus from recording for much of that decade. Though in 1988 brought the first of 4 Grammy nominations for the album Toots in Memphis, Hibbert eventually won his Grammy for Best Reggae Album in 2004 for True Love, which revisited greatest hits via starry collaborations with artists including Eric Clapton, Keith Richards, No Doubt, Shaggy, and others. By the time he had reformed Toots and the Maytals with new members, and the band became a long-standing live favorite, more frequently recording studio albums. Now, beginning in 2013, however, there was a 3-year hiatus again from performing after Hibbert was struck in the head by a bottle that was thrown by an audience member during a USA festival performance. Hibbert told the judge in the ensuing trial that he had suffered extreme anxiety, dizziness, and most sadly of all, a fear of crowds and performing live in front of a crowd, because he didn't know where another flying object would come from, hit him so hard in the head that would cause him to forget things. There was also a decade-long gap between studio recordings from 2010's Flip and Twist until 2020's well-regarded return, Got to Be Tough. In 2012, he laid out his ethos for reggae for Interview magazine, describing his songs as a message of consolation, a message of salvation. He said that the youths are going to school and they have to listen to these words. The parents have to listen to these words. God has to listen to these words. So we have to make it positive. If you sing nursery rhymes, it is nothing. You just blow up tomorrow and the record dies at the same time. But if you give positive words, then that song shall live on forever. And that was the principle on which he stood. Fly high with the ancestors, O great one, and may your soul be among those powerful ancestors who watch over us, guide us, inspire us, and lead us through this path called life. Now, it wasn't much long ago that we lost Bob Andy. It wasn't much long ago that we lost Millie Smalls, or Millie Small rather. I'm thinking of Biggie Smalls. It wasn't much long ago that we lost Bobby Digital. And now we must say goodbye in the physical to Toots Hibbert. This is life. It is appointed unto each man to die but once. This is the road we must travel. None will escape this life alive. It is a part of life's journey. And although it may be hard for us who are left behind, who are only left with memories of our loved ones and our great ones, so shall it always be. So in that vein, we encourage everyone to live a full and a purposeful life. With that said, rest in Uhuru. Rest in Uhuru, O great warrior, Toots Hibbert. My condolences to his family, and leave your comments in the comment section below. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.